hours. This is primarily for Gavilan History 1 students. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. Great. I've been getting emails about the grade book situation. There's something. It's kind of like Google Plus itself. With the Moodle or iLearn, it's called a learning management system. There's various settings, right? Like your phone. There's various settings, and if some box gets checked or doesn't get checked, or something is changed and it's buried somewhere in some obscure setting, somehow it's automatically on, or somehow it's set to that, it can really, it's really going to FML. I'm just going to say it. It's FML. It's really FML. Or you can go with FUBAR, FUBAR. Ask your, well, I'd say ask your grandparents about that because it's from World War II. That'd be my grandparents. They're all dead. Some of your younger people probably have grandparents who were in Vietnam. So I'm not sure what they said back then in the Vietnam era. They didn't have FUBAR. Maybe they used FUBAR. I'm rambling. It's 4 a.m. because I've been getting emails about this. And I care. Right? That's important. Real quick, grade book. So I'm going to show you how we can resolve this. I've contacted the tech people at Gavilan. Hopefully they're still there. They're wonderful people, actually, but maybe gone for the summer. I don't know. They're usually pretty good about this sort of thing, So I'll show you, though, how we're going to check your grade without being able to see the annotated bibliography, because I can see them. And I think you might be able to find them too, not in the gradebook though, but the gradebook, as you know, is under course administration. This is a fake. I made myself a student. Obviously, I'm failing because I haven't done any of these assignments in this class. I've written them for you. I've taken them at some point, quizzes, but not, so I get zeros on everything. Look at that. What a horrible student. I would have been dropped actually. But so this is what it looks like for you. And see, I switch. This is where I switch I'm able to switch my role. If you look down here, switch role to, right? My normal role is, hey, I'm the teacher. I'm the head honcho. I can see everything, right? Like Oz, like not the Grand Wizard. That's the Ku Klux Klan. Great and powerful Wizard of Oz. Very different from a Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, I hope. Yeah. So that's kind of awkward. So as you can see, like you, I have no annotated bibliography, right? So it only lists 470 points, not 500, right? But you can see every one of your assignments here, right? And it even gives you a percentage. 0 out of 470, or you maybe have 300 points, or 350, or 400, whatever. You have the total there. In order to get your annotated bibliography, let's go back to the class page. Hey, let's go all the way down. Let's click on annotated bibliography here. Let's see if we can find it here. See, mine's not. It's not. Let's see my submissions. Is there a way to check your score? No, I guess not. Well, I guess you have to contact me if I don't resolve this issue, and so that the whole thing's visible. You're gonna have to contact me, and I'll tell you your grade. And then here's what you're gonna do. Let's go back to, where are you? There you are. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. No, stay here. Let's go over here. So here's how you figure out your grade. You have 470 points that you can see, possible points. plus 100 possible points for an annotated bibliography. That's 570. Guess what? We're doing math right now. Math and history. This is how they used to do it back in the day. Ancient Greece, before everything became specialized. I would teach you some math. I'd teach you some English, like middle school maybe, or 5th grade, whatever. So 570 points total. What you do is take your visible points, right? Add them to your annotated bibliography score, which I guess you're going to have to email me for. Or, unless you can find somehow, see it outside the grade book. Try to exhaust all means. Troubleshoot, Look at the annotated bibliography assignment, see if you can see it there. See if there's a way if you can see it, and then tell me about it so I know. That helps me. And by helping me, you help yourself, America, the world, the universe. If there are aliens out there, they will benefit eventually because they might need an annotated bibliography someday. Aliens might be like, what's the Civil War? What are you talking about? Oh, well, here. So-and-so at Gavilan wrote this wonderful annotated bibliography. Well, if it's so wonderful, why did he only get 88%? Well, because the teacher was a jerk. I'm sorry. He was having a bad hair day, and he took it out on a student. But that's okay, though. We're probing him in the back right now. So that was a hypothetical, guys. I don't take anything out on you as students. I was actually pretty lenient for the most part, I think. Anyways, so you take your visible points and your score on the annotated bibliography. For example, can we edit this? Maybe. Let's escape out of here. For example, oh my goodness, you have visible points. Let's say 300. Annotated bibliography, you scored 90. Hey, an A. Let's not actually. You know what? I don't want to get your hopes up. 89%. So you got 89. So 300 points before that plus 89. Right? I need my phone now. What is that? 389 divided by 570. That's like a C plus or a B minus? Really quick. Oh, I'm going to use my phone. Where's the stupid calculator? There we go. 389 divided by 570. You've probably already done it. Oh, geez, it's 68%. You're getting a D. This is not a great thing, but that's okay. This is hypothetical. It's not you. And if you're already getting a D, email me. This is close to a C. I'll see what I can do. I'm in a situation like this. Here's the deal: 68%, 69%. If you have a D in the class, you really need a C or better in your classes for them to be transferable units. At least that's how it worked in my day. I'm not sure. Maybe you can get a D. So I'm usually willing to work with people to get that high D bump to a C, right? Because that's like you paid for the class, you've stayed in the class, you've done all the work, you've probably put some effort into it, and maybe for whatever reason you struggled a little bit. But I feel like it's immoral to take your money for units, to make you buy the book, to take a half of it, 5 months out of your life, and to give you a grade that's not even really worth transferring to a 4-year institution, right? Unless that 4-year institution is St. Quentin. That's a joke. So I'm willing to usually bump that, usually, not always. Don't take it for granted. However, when it comes to bumping a B to an A, these people like, can I get an A? Can I get an A? I have 88.9%. Can I get an A? I have 89.8%. Can I get an A? It would really make my GPA look good. Here's the thing. Don't come at any teacher with that logic. Can I get a higher grade because I need to get into this school? Argue the merits of the assignment. I think your grade was too low because I followed this, and this, right? You have to actually show how your paper, your annotated bibliography is better than the grade I gave, right? And don't bullshit. I apologize for the language, but if you end up with a score of if you end up with anything lower than like a 90 or an 89, and you're, if you end up with a 78 or something, go back and really look at your assignment. Look at the writing, look at your sentence structure, look at the formatting and the citations, and go back and look at the resources I provided. There's a website that shows you how to do citations and an example. And the example, by the way, is good for formatting. It wasn't 100%. It was, the writing quality is, it's all right. I believe it might have been mostly ESL students that I compiled that example with. So, but still follow instructions, right? Where was I going with this? So really be honest with yourself, because here's the deal. The D to a C bump is still a C. Not that impressive, but it's doable. To give you an A in my class, when you didn't earn it, and you didn't earn it, you got 89%, and you want me to give you just an A just because you didn't earn it, I have to assume whatever school you're applying to, if you're transferring to a four-year institution, a lot of you maybe want to go to a pretty competitive school like Berkeley. I have to assume every single student applying to Berkeley that you're competing with for a slot at Berkeley earned their grades, right? Therefore, you have to earn your grade. It is unfair for me, it is unfair for you, it is unfair for them, it especially is unfair for the people at Berkeley for me to basically lie and slap an A on your transcript and have them look at it and go, well, he must be a good student. Or not that you're not good students, but you know what I'm saying? They must be a student because they got an A in this class. And really, it was just me hooking you up to look better. And next thing you know, you're sitting in a classroom at Berkeley. You think that the professors at Berkeley are going to give you an A? Could you give me an A because I'm trying to get into grad school? They don't give a shit, right? I'm just telling you straight up. So think about that, please. Think about that. It really isn't attractive as a student. It doesn't impress anybody to just sort of sit there and, oh, can I get a better grade because, right? Not impressive. And this also relates to rounding up. Last thing really quick, rounding up, right? So let's say your total grade is 89. So whatever, you're gonna get you're obviously gonna get a number lower than 1. You divide your total score by 570. You're going to get a percentage or a decimal, right? You move the decimal over to get a percentage, right? So 89. So 0.8979 becomes 89.79%. Here's the deal. This is close to an A. It is not an A though. And some students can be really combative about this, understandably, because in math, here's what you do. 9, right? If the number is greater than 5, which 9 is, you round up. Oh, so we round up to 8. Here we go. And then students go, oh, look at this. 8's greater than 5, so you round up. Ah, yes. But we were rounding up from here, right? And we're going to continue rounding up from here. But it's a 0. And, even still, and that's math. Here's the deal. You round up in math for convenience. If you didn't get at least 90% straight up in my class, I hear I'm getting a little more difficult, more challenging than I used to be. I used to be able to say, just listen, if you didn't get 90% of my class on your own, you're not an A student. You're not an A student. Lately, I think maybe I'm getting a little harder, but still, really think about this. If you struggle a couple weeks, all it takes is a couple weeks, couple quizzes. If you missed a couple responses, you didn't do well on a couple quizzes, got a D and an F. We're talking consistency. Consistency is important. We're talking about an A is 90% or better. what you're saying is this person is in the top 10% of people who take this class. Think about it that way, you know, and go back and look at your work and look at your performance throughout the semester. Is that really fair? You know, I took B's and, you know, got 88% and 86% on stuff all the time. And you know what? I totally earned it. And I'll own it. That's okay. Good example for this one, though, for this idea of rounding up, is this article here. So let's go back to present really quick. Actually, you know, it's an article about Ted Williams, who was the last baseball player to hit 400. He hit 400. He was going into the last day of the season batting .399.5. So they would have rounded it up for him, but everybody would have known it wasn't really true. He would have known he didn't really earn it. And so he played a doubleheader the last 2 games of the season. I believe he went 6 for 8. He ended up batting .406. His batting average shot up 7 points nearly. And then, but 3 months later, Pearl Harbor was attacked, and he went and joined the military and flew bombing missions in Europe. 8 years after that, he flew bombing missions in Korea, volunteering. He lost at least 2 seasons, possibly 3, to whole seasons if you add it all up, to combat. Ended up with 521 home runs, right? Very likely, you're thinking he hits 40 home runs a year. He could have hit 700 home runs. Willie Mays, who is 3rd or 4th on the home run list with 660, probably would be 5th on the list. And Ted Williams would have more home runs if he had not lost time to both wars. Right? But you know, Ted, we don't say, oh well, we don't add home runs to his total. Right? He made a choice. You made choices. Right? Oh, I meant to do the reading this week, but I had these other things to do. Exactly. You prioritized, and this was not the top priority, which is fine. I recognize that. But as a result, you did weaker on this week's assignments, and that's just reality. So this was kind of a rough one. I'm sorry. But anyways, that's how you get your total grade. Have a good night, morning. I'm going to go get a donut. There's a donut shop open, and then I'm going to probably nap and then continue grading for other classes. Let's have Pink Floyd take us out, though. How about that? A little Pink Floyd. I've been listening to Otis Redding, though, but let's not bother looking for some. Let's get some. We'll skip ahead. This is where the kids sing. See? Yes, you do. You do not need thought control. I'm not trying to control your thoughts. All right? I'm just telling you to present a good argument for a higher grade, and I'll meet you halfway. Right at the borderline. Okay, I'm stopping. I'll get out of here. Oh, this is that awkward part. They have to figure out how to do this quickly. Okay, I may have mumbled a bit because it's like 5 a.m. now. That's how much I care. CARE. E for exit.